as we're just about ready to get this one started. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. From the sideline, we'll have David Aldridge. We'll be hearing from him in just a moment. And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Barnes.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
De'Aaron Fox talked about his mentality on the court. You put the ball in his hands, he says, I'm going to take over the game. It doesn't have to be scoring, just always attacking. Always. You got to be a dog. Don't back down from anyone. Kevin, I know you're a dog. Back to you.
A little intimidation factor, DA. Thanks. And tonight, a matchup of inexperienced teams, young ball clubs. Brent, talk about some of the challenges that come with coaching a team so young.
I think the idea for most of the coaches is they see it in the eyes of the players. They want everything now. They want it so fast, and they're not quite sure about the steps to get to the end game. That's the most important thing for a coach, is to talk about the small steps throughout any given season that the coach can put in front of them. And some of those challenges, you find out also which of the guys are willing to accept the team challenge as opposed to the individual one.
But challenging nonetheless in every way.
Oh, yeah, and for 8 months of it, Kevin.
Yeah.
So get ready for massive parenting for the year for this coaching staff.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in its small forward. And for the Kings, Barnes and Bagley, the duo with the forward. That's at the point with Hield to his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Len in at the center position. And so it's the Kings getting on the board first. Here's Morant. Rejected by Len. The pass to Hield. Uncovered. And the jumper is on the mark.
And the spacing right there for Buddy Hield allows him to get that shot off. You just can't give him that kind of space or he's going to hurt you.
Now here's Morant. A 23-point game for him in the win against Portland.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
Here's Hield. Banked in off the glass. Hield's got 6 points.
And the ability to drive and get to the rim is one of the reasons why Buddy Hield rarely has an off night. Even if his shot isn't going in, he can take it to the rack to find some points.
The Grizzlies off to a slow start. 6-point game. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to their defense in that one. The intensity, the shot blocking, just a dominant performance.
Yeah, last game was pretty impressive stuff on that end of the floor, just getting up near shooters and blocking as many shots as they did.
The Kings have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Fox passes to Hield. He kicks to Bagley. Over Jackson. He can't get that one to fall. And it's Memphis the other way. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Kings. That one was played in Sacramento.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, they couldn't do it in that one. Always a step slow in closing out the shooters and maybe even recognition of who was on the floor. Just not enough energy, and that's a tough way to win on the road.
Len's shot is off.
And there's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
And that one's good. Morant.
The delicate touch on display there. Gotta love when Morant lets that floater fly off his fingertips. Beautiful.
Now, here's Fox. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Dallas. Here's Len. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Morant kicks to Brooks. Cast to Valanciunas. Now here's Winslow. Clock at 6. Softly drops in the floater.
Man, Justice Winslow has handles like that. That's a great display.
Fox looking it over. Pass to Hield. Back to Fox. Trying to get open his Len. That's good from Fox on the assist by Hield.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Now here's Morant, guarded by Fox. Morant passes to Valanciunas. Second chance effort. Goes up with it again. No good that time. Great D that time from Bagley. Here's Barnes. Another shot. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Jaren Jackson.
Bagley showing his feel right there for the game and that particular play.
Well, some ups and downs for Marvin Bagley in that rookie campaign with the Kings, but you could see the flashes of potential and the tremendous work ethic when he was out on that floor.
And the first one drops. And with Bagley, the mobility he showed for his size is really what impresses you.
And that blend of size and speed is why many feel like he could play across the entire front line. Wasn't in the Rookie of the Year race, but in a few years, he could be right there with the best of the best from that 2018 class.
We're just halfway through the season, Brent. Talk about the value of leadership and keeping everyone focused night in and night out.
A lot of that will come from your coaching staff and the messaging, but I will tell you what, Kevin, playing with a star player that goes out there and does it night after night, watching James Harden, watching Russell Westbrook, watching Steph Curry, have the kind of unreal performances for the game 56, the game 68. You're just sitting there in amazement. You want to step up and say, you know what, I want to be there for you.
But to me, that may be the most important. Like every game they're there. Every single game.
They are there. They're excited to be there. They're excited for you to be playing, and they raise the level of your attentiveness to being competitive on a nightly basis. And truly, those guys become inspirational to you.
Valanciunas. That one off the back iron and out.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Chalk up 2 there.
Well, Fox with the eyes and ears up that time. Good vision to facilitate.
Here's Morant. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And purely from a physical standpoint, John Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight. And few players are more explosive athletically.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
And he makes both free throws.
Showing natural leadership skills, Morant has developed great rapport with his teammates.
Outside, Fox. From the arc. But they recover it. Hield the pass to Barnes. Shot clock at 6. And to get open is Len. Barnes can't get it to go.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
I think getting better as a passer and understanding more about how the NBA game works. That's De'Aaron Fox.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Morant with it. He's got 6. Bagley with the block. And here is Hield. Here's Fox. Offensive rebound.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Now here's Morant. Pass to Valanciunas. 11 feet away. Bagley with the rebound. Bagley's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
Now here's Bagley. 11 points for him in that last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And he also controlled the boards. He just seemed to be in the right position every time the ball came off the rim.
Count the basket.
I like to see Justice Winslow doing great work on the interior like that.
The Kings come into this one following a loss to the Mavericks in Dallas. In the corner, it's Hield. Outside, Bagley. Back to Hield. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Winslow with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Winslow's shot is off. And here are the Kings now. They're on a 14-6 run. Outside, Fox. Hield against Brooks. Hield dishes to Fox. Shoots the 3. Rebounded by Jackson.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Fox kicks to Barnes. Back to Fox for 3. Trains the three-pointer. Fox has got 6.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. The Grizzlies coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Parker's checked in for Len. Bielitsa comes in for Barnes. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. And Corey Joseph subbed in for De'Aaron Fox. Brent, certain players make everyone around them better. Talk about some of those guys who will do that at the very highest level.
The interesting thing about today's game, Kevin, is it's not always the point guard position. I think in the past we thought 2 ways. The point guard, who has the ball in his hands, finding guys for them to make shots. And then through the 80s and 90s, it was low post players who were getting double teams and initiating some offense.
Yes.
Nowadays, it's a lot of wing guys. And it's guys like Kawhi Leonard, it's guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Throw Draymond Green in there with his ability to pass the ball. Jokic in there with his ability to pass the ball. It's all happening around the three-point line and getting into the gaps. So they look a little bit different, the initiators, in today's game. You think about the Kings and how far off it is that they are from getting into their primes. If they keep learning the game the right way and find some cohesion together here, there's some building blocks for these Kings to do some damage in the near future and sustain it.
Now here's Morant. He has 6. There's the feed to Jang. Now here's Morant. Defense is right there. Parker with the steal. Bogdanovic with it. He's picked up by Morant. And the dunk by Parker.
Yeah, something Jabari Parker really needs to improve on is just good positioning on defensive possessions. That time uses his athleticism to pry away the steal.
And so Allen will bring it up for the Grizzlies. Down by 12. Brent, most NBA players peak around, what, 27, 28, 30 years old? Kings have a lot of players entering right now that range.
Well, you think about they're actually a few years even from that range, Kevin, and so that youth will pay off as long as the player development is there. And if they can stay with a consistent coach for some time here, the likes of Fox and Bagley and Hield and Bogdanovich, it's a nice young core. We'll see if they can get the job done, get themselves into the playoffs, and start getting the kind of experience that propels an organization forward.
And the Grizzlies with possession here after the Kings pick up 2. Here's Morant. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
And finished off by Bagley. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
You know, Bagley can really get up and extend.
The Grizzlies trail by 16. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Jang. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Sacramento's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Joseph kicks it out to Bogdanovich. The tray. That one doesn't drop. Excellent D there from Allen. And the ball out of play. The Kings will inbound. Kings leading now by 16. Here's Joseph. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
A minute 20 left here in the opening quarter. Now Morant. 6 points for him. Right side Jackson. Here's Morant. Just 4 to shoot. Looking to end the run. That one rolling around and rims out.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there. Much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
The Grizzlies trail by 20. And there's the pass to Jang. Kicks to Morant. Looking to get it going. Out of hand on it. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. It's Bielitsa. A three-pointer, no good. And for Memphis, they're shooting pretty grave so far, about 23%. Allen passes to Morant. On the wing, Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. A fadeaway. That one misses. Marvin Bagley has been on display for the Sacramento Kings. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for the Kings here, they've been really putting on a show, guys.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Kings leading now by 20. So on the floor for Memphis. Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Zhang is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Clark in at the small forward spot. Bounce pass Bogdanovich. Here's Parker. That fall. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got 3 assists in the game. The Kings come into this one following a loss to the Mavericks. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment, good report. Thank you so much.
And I love that range there from Clark. At this point in his development, it's not as daunting as trying to be a consistent three-ball shooter.
Now, here's Joseph. Pass to Bielitsa. Over Jang. Bielitsa misses. And out of UCLA, forward Kyle Anderson. Some call him slow-mo. Why is that?
Well, I mean, not the most athletic player. It's his size and IQ for the game, though, that makes him so effective.
Kings leading now by 20. Bogdanovich passes to Bielitsa. The shot, no good. Now Memphis takes it the other way. And it's Bielitsa with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Grizzlies trail by 20. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Stolen by Joseph.
Wow, you watched the defender, and it looked like he knew that was coming. He made a quick play on it to intercept the ball in the passing lane.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave somebody in his wake.
The Grizzlies shooting around 24%. Not a good showing here. Now here's Morant. He's covered by Joseph. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Joseph. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Passes to Allen. 6 to shoot. And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That's his first foul. Alex Lenz checked in for Sacramento. Here's Morant. He has 6. Shot clock at 6. And finished off by Morant.
The handle and the acceleration. Morant moves around the court with the ball on a string.
Joseph with the ball. Outside Bogdanovich. Pass to Bazemore. The pass to Joseph. A floater. It doesn't go for him. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Allen in the post. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Here's Anderson. Sacramento grabs the miss. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
And you cannot afford to do that when you're in an opponent's building. You got to knock down free throws. That cost them.
Now here's Anderson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Yeah, plays like this make Bazemore sort of feed off the frenetic energy that he plays with. Capable of converting. Even though he gets bumped around a little bit, he'll keep coming at you.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
76% at the stripe for him thus far this season.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Barnes, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Fox in for Corey Joseph. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Jackson, he's checked in for Anderson. Justice Winslow comes in for Grayson Allen. And Brooks subbed in for Morant. The free throw drops for Bazemore. Now the shot clock resets to 14 seconds on an offensive rebound. Brent, you like that change?
I think digging into the numbers a little bit, Kevin, it only affects about 3% of total possessions.
Is that all?
Yeah, throughout the course of the year. Not in any given game. So it's very, very...
No kidding.
Very, very minimal what happens. But what I like is that, you know, players have to reset quickly with 14 on the clock. And I think coaches are starting to think about how it is they might have quick sets as opposed to getting the ball to the top of the key and trying to run through a traditional set. Maybe you have quick sets after the reset to get yourself a better shot.
More strategy. The offensive rebound. Here's Len. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, he's going to be in the paint is Alex Len, and he's good at forcing the defense to come in and take some chances. Whacked him that time.
For Sacramento, they have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game. That free throw good from Len.
Well, Alex Len, in the age of pace and space as a big, trying to find his way to be effective on both ends of the floor. He has that size and length. He brings that to the table every night.
Valanciunas, he's checked in for Gorgui Dieng. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. For Memphis, they've gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. And the dunk by Winslow.
Well, if you let Justice Winslow get loose on the fast break, he's going to get loose around the rim.
Parker outside. Fox against Brooks. Fox dishes to Parker. Over Jackson. Here's Len. And the rejection by Jackson. Parker kicks to Fox. Here's the 3. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Fields checked in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Memphis. Pass to Winslow. Here's Valanciunas. Sacramento grabs the miss. Barnes up top. 11 points for him in that last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. And the dunk by Len.
Yeah, Len's not going to settle for anything else. A dunk on the inside goes up strong.
Grizzlies have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Fox against Brooks. Passes it to Valanciunas. Rebound by the Kings. Parker's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
And this feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
And really, for a long time, the specter hanging over Buddy Hield was he's the player who was traded for DeMarcus Cousins. Hard billing to live up to, but he has made some giant leaps with his development.
Free throw drops for Hield. And Hield has slowly but surely turned himself into one of the elite shooters in the NBA.
And guys, to be as locked in as he is from deep with his height and release is deadly. He's the kind of player who gets better as his teammates get better around him, and he is just now finding his stride.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And Hield is a player who you love to see take trips to the free throw line, as consistent as he is there.
Clark, the pass to Brooks. Valanciunas. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Parker's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Hield attacking, and the shot goes in. Hield's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, for guards who are young players in the NBA, finishing around the rim is always a focus at this level. Nice job by Hield there.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Winslow. There's the lob to Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Now here's Hield. He's got 10 from past the arc. Fox, no good.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level, and his tonight has been high.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
That free throw, no good.
The Grizzlies have been a winning team for most of the last decade. Injuries snapped their playoff streak back in 18, but the silver lining, a top draft pick they used to select Jaren Jackson.
Jackson, he's checked in for Memphis. He hits the second from the line. And in his rookie season, Jaren Jackson, the youngest player in the league, he seemed NBA ready.
And already he impacts the game on both ends of the floor. A ton of upside with this young man. He's already helping the Grizz win games.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Now the pass to Winslow. Pass to Valanciunas. Over Len. Off the left rim and out. Sacramento's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Fox passes to Len. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 5 assists tonight.
Well, 7'1", 250 plus pounds. He's just so good at pushing through contact, is Alex Len.
Winslow against Hield. Here's Valanciunas. The Grizzlies with another miss.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Passes it to Fox. Lets it go with a 3. He scores with that shot. Now he's 3 of 8.
Man, he is in the zone right now on offense, guys, building off that efficient first quarter.
And for Memphis, they're shooting 36% in the second quarter. They really haven't found their rhythm yet offensively here. Here's Brooks outside for Jackson. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. And there's Jackson on the assist by Brooks.
Huge part of off-season for Jackson is to get more and more consistent and comfortable with that three-point line.
Trying to get open is Len. Parker's shot is off. And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. They get a hand on it. Jackson passes to Brooks. Out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession. Well, we still have about half a season left, but here's where the power rankings stand as of today. You take a look at the Clippers. They ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
And I think for Sacramento, they still go out and compete every night. Unfortunately, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And right now, they're running out of time.
Parker taking it over right now. A capable shooter from any spot on the floor.
Brooks, the pass to Winslow. Outside Jackson. And the call will be against Alex Len. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
For Memphis, they have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple. The free throw drops for Valanciunas. And the Kings making a change here. Bagley's checked in. Valanciunas hits them both.
Well, they've been striving towards it for years now, and the Kings are finally one of the premier up-tempo teams.
Well, it works for them when you have a guy like De'Aaron Fox out there to blast off on any possession. You surround him with great shooters in Bogdanovich and Hield. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense on a nightly basis throughout the course of a regular season.
And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And again, Memphis no good. Sacramento's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Oh, the lob to Parker. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Well, he's got a wide reach, so Parker's stretching out that time and grabbing it and throwing it down.
The Grizzlies shooting just 28%. They are offensively out of whack and out of step with each other at this point. Now here's Winslow. He's coming off a 25-point game against Portland. Pass to Valanciunas. Clock at 6. Puts up a 3. Winslow's shot is off.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Puts one up from 19. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
And for Memphis, they're shooting 35% so far in the second. They need to move the ball around more and find better looks. 1:35 left to play here in the second quarter. The shot comes out, and it's the Kings taking it the other way. After this one, they take on the Clippers at the Staples Center. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Outside, Bagley. Back to Hield. Launches a 3. Rebounded by Jackson.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And Buddy Hield is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Grizzlies have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. That free throw, no good.
You think about Josh Jackson and maybe him collecting 1 terabyte of information about how it is that Kawhi Leonard goes about his business. Great size, great length, great versatility. A good guy for Josh Jackson to look up to.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Parker. Bogdanovich comes in for Harrison Barnes. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Hield. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Now here's Morant. 8 points for him. Outside for Jackson. And the 3 ball is good. Jackson's got 7 points for the quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Right side, Joseph. And stolen by Jang. And now it's Allen running. He can go all the way.
Sometimes you just wonder, how did Morant see that guy? The vision is special.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. From deep. Bogdanovich, no luck.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-ups.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups. So maybe just a step too far.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Both shots good from the stripe. There's 14 seconds left here in the second. And here is Joseph. Outside Bogdanovich. And so it's Sacramento in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Harrison's shots definitely falling in the first half. How did you guys get it going?
Just us playing off each other, trying to get to the basket, trying to work it around. When it's balanced scoring like we have tonight, everyone tries to, feed off each other.
Strength in numbers, right? Thanks, Harrison. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
It was a big-time first quarter from Marvin Bagley. He had 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 block. What'd you think about Sacramento, Kenny?
They looked like they were playing an easy game of pitch and catch out there. The playmakers and finishers were in sync on every level. The assist disparity, now that was big. Now that's the reason why it's a blowout right now, and they play well.
Shaq, your take on Memphis.
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous game from Marvin Bagley.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
Yeah, guys like him love to stuff the stat sheet. He's doing it here.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Kings, Hield and Barnes are the 2 and the 3. Bagley is out there with Len, and it's Fox in at the 1. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. But they'll get another chance.
Pretty good pace on the pick and roll there from Winslow, jumping all over the defense when they give him the room to operate.
Kings leading now by 21. Now here's Fox. Hield outside. Morant comes with the double team. Lenka kicks to Hield. Just 5 to shoot. Barnes can't get it to go.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped. And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college, but boy, did he blow up.
Morant comes with the double team. And again, Memphis running the court in transition. And it's Brooks that time on the assist from Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 3 assists tonight. And for Sacramento, they're shooting well. They're at 45%. It's Fox with the drive. Sacramento again missing. And Morant really impacts the game in every area.
It's incredible, Kevin. He gives you the points, the assists, the rebounds. But then you look at the box score and you also see a block, a couple steals. And I like that he shoots a high percentage at the line.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, after years and years of rebuilding, the Kings are finally a team on the rise, and they're earning respect. Draymond Green said they've got a lot of young talent, never quit. Probably the fastest team in the history of the NBA. Green said after he plays them, I leave the game exhausted. I go home, I'm dead. And Kevin, we know that Green is pretty accustomed to going all out.
David, he sure is. He's got a lot of engine in him. Thank you so much. First free throw is good. Valanciunas hits them both.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who you going to pick to send to the free throw line? And he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ja Morant. That's foul number 2 for him. Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Lobbed up there for Barnes. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop.
Yeah, just one turnover. Oh, man. Fans love it. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
Now, here's Fox. 11 points in the game. And it's Bagley at the elbow. Back to Barnes. And the layup is good. Barnes has got 8.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by Memphis.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Barnes against Winslow. It's stolen by Bagley. Hield attacking. Fox. In it goes for the 5th time and 10 shots for him this game.
Tough matchup here, and Fox has it going right now. The lefty getting some room and making it happen.
The Grizzlies trail by 17, and De'Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Traps in the tray.
Yeah, there's a good indicator of Winslow and his feel for the game. I like how much he makes a concentrated effort to get the ball right there to the open man.
Now, here's Fox. He's got 13. Len passes to Fox. Winslow wide open. He fires. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
All those hours in the offseason working on the catch-and-shoot jumper, it pays off there. When he shoots it with confidence, it looks good.
Here's Fox. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. Barnes outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, Barnes right there with nice control as he gets in there driving to the rim.
The 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina. Harrison Barnes won a title in Golden State. Signs the big contract with Dallas, but yet to achieve the stardom that many predicted back in high school.
The first one falls. Greg, you look at Harrison Barnes. What's his best role?
I mean, Kevin, he's a hard worker, able to hit the spot-up 3. Defensively, his strength gives him some versatility, just a solid contributor.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Clark's checked in, and he makes both free throws.
You think about Harrison Barnes when he won an NBA championship in his 3rd year in the league after being the 7th pick in the 2012 NBA draft.
Winslow's shot is off.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Stolen by Jackson. Here's Morant, and finished off by Morant.
Yeah, when Morant gets it dialed up, he can be unstoppable. Just too many ways to score.
Now, here's Fox. 13 points in the game. The dish now to Barnes. The pass to Hield. Takes a three. Second chance shot. And the rejection by Jackson. And the call will be against Marvin Bagley. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
And the Kings making a change here. Parker's checked in. Here's Clark, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. To the middle. Here's Valanciunas, and the dunk by Valanciunas. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Valanciunas, good.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Stolen by Jackson. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. Good D by Barnes. And it's Barnes with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. They lead by 7. Wasted no time on that one. 15 points for Marvin Bagley.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Here's Morant. He's got 19. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Valanciunas. Fades away. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Parker's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. It's deflected.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
And some changes here for the Kings. Bielitsa, who's checked in for Barnes. Bogdanovich comes in for Hield. And it's Joseph in for De'Aaron Fox. And Memphis also making a switch. Zhang's checked in. Here's Joseph. Following the basket by John Morant. Joseph, the pass to Bogdanovich. Shoots over Winslow. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Good D by Parker.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
There's Winslow. The Kings getting the bucket. Parker with the steal. To the paint, deflects the pass, and that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. Here's a look at what's coming up now for the Sacramento Kings. On Saturday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers. And then on Tuesday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors.
And for that matchup against the Grizzlies, not going to be an easy one for them. We know about the struggles they've had of late, and having to deal with the back end of the back-to-back is never fun.
And here are the Grizzlies now. They trail by 11. Now here's Morant. He's covered by Joseph. Morant dishes to Winslow. Fires the three. Tipped away. And so the ball's out of bounds. Winslow touched it last.
And here we can check out the story on Jonas Valanciunas. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. 6th in rebounding. And he's also ranked in the top 10 in blocks per game. No trespassing when he's in the lane.
And he's a top 10 rebounder this year for good reason. He's unbelievably driven, and he competes with you for the entire game. Now Joseph, after Justice Winslow missing on that last three-pointer. But they get it back. Second shot opportunity. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Here's Clark. Passes it to Jang. Now Morant. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Parker's the 19-foot shot. And Bogdanovich, the bucket on the assist from Joseph.
Well, Bogdanovich showing he's got speed out on the wing and running hard to fill the lane.
Pass to Winslow. Valanciunas with the ball. Over Bagley. And that misses everything. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. And this break gives us a moment to look at the leading playmakers among rookies for the past 10 games. John Morant, number 1.
And the assist numbers the past few weeks have shown how well he's fitting in chemistry-wise for this team.
The Kings have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. Free throw good, Bogdanovich.
Well, the thing you think about with Bogdanovich, besides his first name being in his last name, is potential. A young, raw prospect with plenty of upside.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for Sacramento. Memphis also making some changes. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Jackson comes in for Clark. And Allen subbed in for Winslow.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Morant.
And you can see how much his playmaking has improved in the past month. He's a different passer than he had been in the earlier part of the season. I'm sure his teammates love playing with him at the moment.
The first free throw is good. And Allen drops them both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Kings leading now by 13. Bazemore on the wing. Back to Joseph. Bogdanovich with it. He has 6. And the pass to Bazemore. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. The Grizzlies trail by 13. Anderson kicks to Morant. Good on the shot. Morant's got 13 points in the second half.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Outside, Bogdanovich. Pass to Bazemore. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Pretty good handle there from Bazemore. He can get himself to the rim, and this time he's going to get himself to the free throw line.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line. And the first one at the line is good. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Grayson Allen. That one misses.
And Bazemore is an athletic player who continues to try to evolve his game. When he gets out into transition, that's when you're going to get Bazemore at his best.
The Grizzlies trail by 12. Jackson in the corner. He kicks to Morant. Offensive rebound. Jang. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Jabari Parker.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
And he knocks down the first one. And Jang drops them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
And it's Joseph with the ball. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. It's a 10-point game. Outside, Bogdanovich. There's the three. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Memphis has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Back to Anderson. Teardrop shot. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Kings leading now by 10. Here's Bazemore. Lays it up off the glass. Bazemore's got 6.
Terrific use of the drive by Bazemore, running straight at the D and getting that one to go.
Memphis has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3 ball here. And the foul on Kent Bazemore. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And he makes the first. Lenz checked in for the Kings. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Kings leading now by 10. Here's Joseph. Rebound by Jang.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it.
Jackson against Bogdanovich. The 11-footer. Jackson misses.
Well, nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area. That's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Kings have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
And Joseph drops them both.
And as a team, they're hovering around the high 80s from the free throw line. They've gotten better as the game has gone along, which is exactly what you want to see.
Stolen by Joseph. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And stolen by Jang. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Yeah, this is when Josh Jackson can be a problem. Out in transition, sprinting wide, filling the lane, and then filling it up.
Pass to Bogdanovich. Stolen by Jackson. And Bogdanovich picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. The free throw drops for Jackson. And the Kings making a change here. And so Jackson nails both of them. 7 seconds left in the 3rd. Here's Fox. And the miss. And we've reached the end of the 3rd. Kings lead by 8. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. Luke Walton had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Defensively, we're playing without balance. We're coming in, we're saying what's rebounding. That's it. That's what we do again until the next timeout. Simple game. Simple game.
Well, he's asking clearly here, GA, for an all-out effort from his team. But I think you can tell he likes what he's seeing.
I mean, they are playing with heart. Coach sounds thrilled in terms of their defensive effort.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Jang in at the center, locking down the middle. Back to Bielitsa. Over Anderson. Bielitsa with the bucket. Bielitsa's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, Bielitsa is a weapon because of his efficiency from out there.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. And here's Jackson. Now here's Morant. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Morant's got 27.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Now here's Fox. Pass to Bazemore. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And given how athletic Bazemore is, he always does a phenomenal job drawing contact on those kind of shots.
Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Brooks with it. Now guarded by Hield. Brooks against Hield. And Brooks, here we go. Makes it off the glass. Here's Fox. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th quarter. There's the pass to Bazemore. Sacramento moving it around. Bielitsa finds Len. Over Jang. Len's shot is off.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
Great open look there. 7 points for Brooks.
High-level passer. Even for a point guard, Morant shows the imagination.
Outside, Fox. Pass to Bielitsa. Feeds to Len. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. The Grizzlies also making a change. Jackson, he's checked in for Jackson. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
These are bonuses. When you get Bielitsa inside to mix it up that way, that helps.
Passes it to Jackson. To the inside. Here's Jang. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Well, for Bielitsa, he's not the most athletic player on the floor, but Brent, he produces.
Bielitsa, one of those guys who can flow into a transition and stop 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line and drill you from there. So a nice guy as a secondary option on the break is Bielitsa.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And right now at about 85% from the line, that's up from where it was in that first half.
Here's Anderson. Knocked away. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Len. And the Kings making a change here. Bagley's checked in. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Sacramento leading by 4. And it's Hield off the drive. Count it.
2 teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
Here's Morant. Pass to Jackson. Over Fox. Sacramento grabs the miss. Land's got 11 rebounds in the game. A drive by Barnes. Grizzlies with the rebound. Brooks with it. Picked up by Bagley. Morant with a wide open look. And again, Memphis no good. Kings have gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter. And it's Fox with the jam.
Oh, that gets everybody fired up. The point guard, De'Aaron Fox, up on the rim.
The Grizzlies trail by 8. Outside Jackson. Back to Anderson. Four on the clock. It's stolen by Bagley. And it's Hield off the drive.
Well, Hield's center of gravity stays low on his drive, which invites the contact, in my opinion. Very tough to defend him cleanly.
Free throw drops for Hield. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Memphis. He's perfect from the line this time. Brent, when a team hires a new coach, what tends to be the feelings of the players in that locker room, knowing there's a new voice in it?
If you are a veteran player, you have the opportunity, more than likely, Kevin, to call 5 or 6 resources that know who that coach is. Because most of the time, coaches that are getting hired have previous NBA experience. If you're a younger player, you're looking at what it is that's being written and said about that coach to try to evaluate how it is that you're going to fit in. The biggest responsibility, Kevin, is that new coach trying to get as many of those players into the facility or at a meeting or at a dinner to have them understand from day one, as soon as possible, what it is that they're about, what it is he's expecting from them, and how it is he's going to go about them. Then all the other things about guesswork those go away.
Right. All about communication.
That communication and communication as quick as you possibly can. That's an important factor.
The Grizzlies trail by 12. Timeout called, the Grizzlies. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game. And Memphis making a change here. Valanciunas has checked in, and we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Coach Taylor Jenkins talked to his team during the break. He said, "Do you want this game? Don't tell me about it. Show me and show your teammates. We've got to play better, and we've got to play harder if we're going to come back." Guys.
Thanks so much, David. And that one's good. Morant.
Even though he's smaller, Morant does not lack assertiveness, which comes in handy down low.
Fox passes to Barnes. The pass to Bagley. Down low. Here's Hield. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
So it's the Grizzlies now, trailing by 13. And De'Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's number 4. Definitely something to keep track of as we move forward.
And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Now here's Morant. He's guarded closely. Brooks feeling it out a bit. On the wing, Winslow. Launches it. Drains it from beyond the arc.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
2 points. That one goes.
That's pretty unselfish there. He sees that there's a better shot on the perimeter, and bang, just kicks it out.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Fox. Here's Morant. Doubled by Fox. Morant kicks to Winslow. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on De'Aaron Fox.
Getting the foul on the shot.
That's good from Winslow.
So much intrigue around Justice Winslow, who's still trying to find the right position in the NBA. Last year, a lot of it was at the point guard position as a wing.
Second free throw, no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Brooks against Hield. The lead now cut to single digits. Brooks has got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Healed outside. Pass to Barnes. From the arc. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
The Grizzlies trail by 12. Now Morant. Here's Jackson. Bagley with the rebound.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
And that one, good.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
And it's Fox with the ball for Sacramento. Kicks to Barnes. Healed outside. Shot clock at 6. Len dishes to Barnes. Crafty move. And he lays it up and in. Barnes has got 9 points now in just the second half.
Now, Barnes can be hard to contain sometimes around the rim. He can create just enough space to be effective.
Now here's Morant. Guarded by Fox. Morant passes to Valanciunas. Great D that time from Bagley. Sacramento leading by 12. Here's Barnes. Gets that one through the hole. Make him now 7 of 13 in this game. Here's Morant. Brooks outside. Passes to Valanciunas. Outside Jackson. Jacks up a 3. That shot missing. And Sacramento will go the other way with it.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the game. I mean, the rebounding has been very one-sided.
Brooks against Hield. Wants to get it to Barnes and does. Basket counts. Barnes has got 19 points.
Attacking is one thing, Kevin, but body control another, and Harrison Barnes showing you that on that play.
Pass to Morant. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Jackson finds Winslow. Now the pass to Morant. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Fox.
Fox causes some problems defensively here. They're using his instincts on that play.
And it's Hield off the drive. And the rejection by Jackson. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Hield. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, Hield just keeps coming right after you again and again as a defender, and eventually you'll tire out and make a mistake with a foul.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Hield. The Grizzlies trail by 18. Morant with it. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Fox against Brooks. Healed from outside. The Grizzlies pull it in. Valanciunas has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Banked in off the glass.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Kings.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Marvin Bagley.
And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
Brent, we have seen some international showcase games the last few years. Do you like that trend?
Oh, absolutely. I like the fact that our league, we know how global it is with how many players from different countries are represented throughout the rosters around the league. But for our game to travel around to London and to Mexico City and have an opportunity for those fans to see what NBA basketball is like, I think it's an absolute win for the NBA.
I'd like to see more.
Well, more time for those teams. The timing of some of those trips for some teams are a little bit tough in terms of the travel, but their appearances there mean so much more to grow the game globally.
43 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Melton, covered by Hield. Melton, no good. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. It's an 18-point lead. Pass to Bielitsa. And here is Hield. Passes it to Holmes. 6 to shoot. Hield outside. Over Clark. Hield can't hit. Outside Jackson, and so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, looks like you're getting back in stride, and you have certainly had adversity with the knee injuries the last few years. How have you been able to battle through them?
It's been tough, to tell you the truth, but, you know, the race is not won to the swift, but the one to endure, so I'm trying to keep that motive.
You have certainly endured and thrived, Jabari. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.